Yes, my people, we are back. We are back. It's been a hiatus of some sort. Um, Before we get started, I wanna send an apology, you know, not to people. I don't think there's a lot of people watching. I wanna apologize to myself, to me, because I'm neglecting the channel, bro, and I want to take it serious. So that's why I was even discussing with you earlier that I need to find ways, if you or other orcs are not available, to sit in front of a camera and talk alone. I have a fear of this, people. Please bear with
Mm.
me. I'm tippy toes. We're getting started. It's still early days. But otherwise, bro, do you want to explain or do you want to just show us why you have been on a hiatus, or you have rather been on a hiatus? Let me not blame
I
you. I will blame me for my part. Okay. So, put it back. Put it back.
I swear,
Yo,
tough,
tough. Yeah,
tough.
let's not get into that. But anyway, I hope you're doing well. I hope you're healing. Everything is normal, bro.
Yeah, shut up, my bro. Shut up, my bro.
Nah, shut
Getting
up,
there,
man.
getting there.
So yeah, man. So yeah, like I said, we back the football bias. Um, and yeah, we're just gonna talk about everything that has gone on since we last spoke. A lot has happened, a lot has went down. And yeah, Thizo, I'm Thebe. Let's jump right into it. So the first thing that I'd like to talk to you about, bro, is there's nowhere else to start. The Premier League race is heating up like no other. And I remember the last time we spoke, I have
Mm-hmm.
apologies to make to Arteta, to Havertz, to Odegaard, to you. I'm just apologizing left, right, center. But
I'm
anyway,
happy to hear it.
yeah. But anyway, bro. I'm the type of person I like to acknowledge, and I'm not the type of person to double down when I'm wrong. So I would like to give
Yeah.
props where props are due. But before we jump into the Gunners, bro, I'm just very happy we've kept pace. Because when we last spoke, we looked at the forward games. I think we hadn't even played. I think we were about to play Palace at the time. So we looked forward to,
Mm-hmm.
like, we need to get these games. Then we need to beat Liverpool. We need, and we've done it. Bar the asterisks, which is the loss to Porto. We've done it. So let's just get started with there, bro. Or let's get started with number one. Liverpool are first. First two.
Yep.
Was it 1 point ahead of Man City, and then a further 2 points ahead of us?
Two ahead of us.
I'm just gonna ask
Yeah.
you plainly, bro. Why does Liverpool win the title? In your opinion, should they go on to win it? We'll break it down like that.
Sure. For me, I think why they stand in good stead to win it is they're at the top with all the injuries, despite all the injuries that they're facing to critical players. Losing someone like Salah is the equivalent of City not having Haaland, Arsenal not having Saka because this is your primary goal scorer, like this is your mercurial player. Like, yes, you have other integral players, but like this is your go-to person. Your success hinges on this player. You haven't had this player available. You're in a title race and you're at the top, you know. So suffice to say, when that guy comes back, you're standing in good stead, and all indications are that he comes back for games this weekend. So look, I think because of that, they're standing in good stead, man, and they're first.
I agree, man. The mentality, like you say, bro. Because when there was I don't know which game I was watching, if it was the Forest one or the one previously, where I was watching, I was like, man, look at this team. Connor Bradley, like
Mm-hmm.
Clark, front three of Gakpo, like, bro, Kelleher at the
Yep.
back, Allison injured. And I'm just like, man,
Yep.
at least they'll get a point here. And then they win. And then against Forest, hey, Nuno, Awoni, I don't know what these guys are doing. They bottle a draw to lose all points. Liverpool get all
Could have
three,
won.
could have
Could have
won.
won.
Do you understand? So
Mm-hmm.
on the flip side, because we're going to do this for all three teams, on the flip side, in my opinion, why I think they might not win the title. Um,
Yeah.
like you said, the injuries, number one. But Salah's back in training. I think we're going into an international break after the next week or two. So we'll have another 2 weeks to get players back, like, the likes of, who else is injured? It's Allison would come back.
And
Trent would come back.
yeah.
They could bolster them.
Boboslai probably ready to start games.
Zoboslai is just, coming back, gaining fitness. So I think the injuries may or may not, but also I think just watching Liverpool, bro, if it's not for that mentality. So I think also the Klopp factor, him leaving, is spurring them on. But at some point, bro, when I'm watching these games, it's not sustainable. But at the same time, bro, if I look back to the episodes we had earlier, I said those performances were not sustainable. So what do I know? But I'm just saying, when I'm watching, I just really think that there's a few games that they can buckle at. So that's where we need to capitalize, being us and being Man City. And then moving on to Man City as being second. I'll start first. Why I think they go on to win the title. I think having a four-piece, the thing with Pep, man, Pep is the type of guy where if he has a target or an aim to reach or a record to break, that's his, like, it gets him going. So this thing of like, guys, we can be the first guys to win 4 Premier Leagues in a row, cement our names in history, right? With the whole cloud of the financial case and all these 115 charges, he's like, yo, everything is against us. Let's go after winning a treble, show these guys that, yo, we are still the guys. And they still are the guys.
Yeah.
They might not have the Gundogan's, the Mahrez's, those type of guys. But, bro, like, it's still there. Like, when you get Phil Foden performing the way he is, the standard is just the standard. So I feel why they going to win is because while Liverpool are having the Klopp thing and the emotional thing and the fighting and the mentality and and then while Arsenal are having the inexperienced and the will they, won't they, do they have the know-how, the this, the that, Man City are just Man City. So they can just, but it's also them, the performances. And then I'll lean to you. Why do you then think they go on to not win the four-peat?
I think you almost took the point out of my mouth when you said performances. I think historically what we've seen with teams that have won the Premier League and over the past decade, we should say City, is that they've been solid. As much as they've scored a lot of goals, at the back, they've been resolute. They don't concede goals for fun. They're really hard to break down. They're really hard to play against. We've seen throughout the season that doesn't seem to be the case this season. Like, a lot of teams are finding a lot of joy playing against City. It's just like this is Big Brother. It's just like, yo, this is a nigga I can go toe to toe with, and let's see how it goes. And I think that you don't want to play against a lot of teams that can stand up to you like that, because eventually you're gonna get teams that are gonna beat you. It's like why we've seen a team like Wolves, who's historically done good against City, this season still managing being able to take points, because it's just like, yo, we've done this when you were better. So we're definitely doing it now when you're not as good as we perceived you to be previously. So I think that's why I don't see them going on to win it, or that's why they possibly won't win it.
I'd agree with that. Like, a lot of teams, especially at the Etihad, like last year and seasons before, like, you'd expect when Man City play like any team at the Etihad, it's a mauling, like it's a bloodbath. So now teams are like, okay, let's do this. And also Edison, Ruben Diaz, Stones has performed when he's been fit. I think also,
but that's been a rarity as well.
You understand. Guardiola getting in limbo the game. I think Aki's been one of the best defenders this season. And so I think the points are quite valid. And then moving on to the third place, the Gunners, the boys on your shirts. I want to save you from rambling. Because if I ask you why Arsenal will win the league, you want to go on and on and on. So I will start. I will start and say why they go on to do it this season. I think watching them after Dubai, and we got a hint of this prior to them going to Dubai, it's just they weren't taking away the chances. but even the way that the other players, like former players are talking about it, I don't know who said it, but they were like, dude, I've been playing and I've been watching football for a long time, but I've never seen a team like dominate like this. Like, even when you look at the statistics, numbers don't lie, bro. Like, the statistics are there. Like, teams cannot break us down. They can't attack us. Like, they just can't. And also, what they've said in the past is defenses win your titles. Do you understand what I'm saying? So when I'm looking at that defensive record, I'm looking at Declan Rice, Saliba, Gabriel, Kivio coming in out of nowhere, Ben White. And then if you're not having Declan Rice, put Declan Rice in 8, have Jorginho there. It's just more strength. Like Thomas Partey coming back, Tomiyasu, Zinchenko.
Raya.
Bro, I'm coming there, bro. David Raya. Do you understand? So all these things, bro, and I look at this, I'm not even getting to Saka goals and all these things and us scoring 31 goals in the past 7 games. All these things, bro. I see all of that. But for me, bro, the thing that just really impresses me, like even when teams are attacking us, I'm like, yeah, come here. Because I know we got them. And then when you give us the ball, don't make that mistake. So when I watch, I'm just like, that's just why I think they might actually go on and do it. Because if we go to City, and I won't even say if we win, but if we go there and we keep a clean sheet, that exponentially increases our chances of winning the game. So by that alone, when I look at that, and I'm like, if teams can score against us and we can score against them, by virtue of that, we win more games than we lose. And by virtue of that, if we do our business and those teams just need to slip up once. Just slip up once. And then we go ahead. Like now this weekend, they can go 3 points clear. Not 3 points clear. They can go at the top over Liverpool by 1 point. And then they have to do the business. So we put pressure on them. So just briefly, after hearing that, why do you then think, or do you then might say they might not do it again this season because of?
I think there's a lot of things stacked against. Firstly, you're facing a team like City, you're facing City who've been there, done that. You're facing Liverpool who've also won the title recently. That's not easy to do. And you're third in this race. You're arguably playing better than you were last season. You're not conceding anywhere near what you were conceding last season, but you're third in that race. It's above you, doing you a favor. You're reliant on a draw possibly at Anfield between the teams, or these teams slipping up in games. If everyone wins the games that they have left this season, like your best bet is to finish second. So I think that's why, really, because when we talk about play, you're the best team over the past 7 games. You've been the best team offensively, Arsenal. You've been the best team by far defensively. So when we look at statistics, there isn't really an indicator as to why you won't win. But the fact that you're still reliant on the teams above you to do you a favor to win, I think, is a big detractor.
It is. And it's lucky that it's just 2 points. 2 points could be a big factor in the end, but it's 2 points. It's hope. It's like one slip up. If it was still 5 points as it was last time we spoke, that's a hill to climb. So 2 points, but we can do it. We can really can. But anyway, let's move on.